What's up, YouTube? I have a question for you. What if every time you died, you woke up at the beginning of the same day, stuck in an endless loop where the only way to see tomorrow is to survive long enough to make it there? That's the reality of the knight who only lives today, and it is one of the most addictive progression fantasy manhwas I've read recently. The story follows Encrid, a man who struggles through life because he might genuinely be the least talented person alive. What he may lack in talent, he definitely makes up for it in determination. Through a mysterious amulet, he gains the ability to return to the beginning of the same day every time he dies. He can repeat that day as many times as it takes to get over the obstacle. But there is one catch. The moment he gives up, the loop ends, and so does his life. Armed with the ability to return for death, he is forced to relive the same days again and again, sometimes dozens of times, sometimes hundreds of times, sometimes over 1,000 times. To everyone around him, he looks like he learns things overnight. One day he can't do something, the next day he can. But as a reader, you know the truth. You've watched him spend hundreds of attempts failing, learning, adapting, and slowly improving until he finally breaks through the wall in front of him. To everyone else, it looks like he's a genius. As a reader, you're sitting there thinking, no, this man just spent 6 months suffering. And I think that's what makes Encrid such a compelling protagonist. He isn't succeeding because he's secretly gifted or because the story hands him easy victories. He's succeeding because he's willing to endure more failure than almost anyone else. Most progression fantasies is about talent. The knight who only lives today is about persistency. And while Encrid is the heart of the story, he's far from the only reason it's so enjoyable. As the leader of the Lunatic Squad, Encrid surrounds himself with a group of misfits who are just as insane as he is. Because of their reputation, they are consistently assigned missions that most soldiers would consider suicidal, which only adds to the mountain of challenges Encrid already faces. Honestly, the Lunatic Squad's description might as well just be, go deal with the things nobody else wants to deal with. What I really like about this squad is that despite them being incredibly capable in their own right, they don't solve Encrid's problems for him. They guide him, challenge him, and help him grow stronger. But when the time comes for him to face the wall, they let him climb it himself. They understand the kind of person their leader is. They know that stepping in every time things get difficult would only hold him back. So even when it means watching him struggle, fail, or even die, they trust him to find a way forward. That dynamic creates some of my favorite moments in this series because the squad never feels like a crutch. Instead, they feel like a group of people who genuinely want to see him become the best version of himself. And the action is another major strength of the series. One thing I really enjoy is how diverse the fighting styles are. Throughout the story, you're introduced to a wide variety of warriors, each with their own approach to combat. Some rely on overwhelming strength, others focus on speed, technique, instincts, or experience. Because of that, the fights rarely feel repetitive. I mean, of course, other than when he's dying 1,000 times. What makes it feel even better is that each fighting style gets a moment to shine. The series does a great job of showing that there isn't just one path to becoming strong. Different characters excel in different ways, and the variety keeps the action fresh. It also gives Encrid more walls to overcome. Every opponent presents a different challenge, forcing him to adapt, learn, and find new ways to grow rather than relying on the same solution every time. At the end of the day, what keeps me coming back to this series isn't the time loop mechanic. It's watching him slowly chip away at obstacles that seem completely impossible to overcome. Seeing him fail, learn, and eventually break through challenges that once felt insurmountable never get old. And that's what makes The Knight Who Only Lives Today such an enjoyable read for me. That being said, I don't think this series is without flaws. There are a few tropes throughout the story that feel unnecessary and can make certain developments feel a little predictable. There are definitely moments where I felt I knew exactly what was about to happen next. Now, I can absolutely see this series being rated higher by other people. For some readers, this could easily be their cup of tea. But at the end of the day, it is still a manhwa built around repeating days and gradual progression. And that's a concept that can sometimes feel repetitive no matter how well it is executed. Because of that, I think I'm going to give The Knight Who Only Lives Today a 3.5 out of 5 stars. That is not a bad score by any means. I still think it's a good read, one that I would recommend. I also think that this is an easy series to binge. The way the story is structured makes it easy to keep reading just one more chapter to see how he's going to overcome his next obstacle. Before you know it, you read more chapters than you originally planned. There were definitely a few nights where I told myself just one more chapter. And then suddenly, it was way later than it should have been. I think it falls just a bit short of something that I would consider great. If you're a fan of progression fantasies, underdog protagonists, or stories where determination matters more than talent, I think The Knight Who Only Lives Today is definitely worth checking out. But that's going to do it for me. Let me know what you think of the series down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one.